I felt so fancy, and it kind of felt like a special star. I wanted to share with you a crazy dining experience that I had years ago. Again, if you've watched any of my Fancy Fridays, I do say this is always not meant to brag. FYI, this is not in my budget anymore, but this was a once-in-a-lifetime event, and I just wanted to share it with you because it's crazy. Hello, if you're new here, hello, my name is Stacy, and this is Fancy Friday, where every Friday I share with you some luxury things. It's not always the price point, sometimes it's just things that make me feel luxury. In 2014, I am now divorced, but at the time, for my for our wedding anniversary, we had taken a trip to Napa. My ex-husband and I, on our trips, we always loved to go to at least one fine dining restaurant. And my ex-husband really wanted to go to a three Michelin star restaurant at some point. And the laundry is out there, but that one we couldn't get into, even though, I mean, it was months and months and months. I don't think it was a full year, but it was a long time that we were making reservations. Came across, looking at reviews, and came across what was called the restaurant at Meadowood. 3-star Michelin restaurant. It's in Napa Valley. Technically it's St. Helena, but that is considered Napa Valley. So fancy. So there's options. You can either have a meal, just a meal there is still gonna cost you like $200. But if you want to go above and beyond and just be ultra boozy and extra, you could get a kitchen counter seat, it was called, where you're sitting in the kitchen, so you get to see, them prepping the meal and stuff. And it's a 20-course meal for $500 per person. Like I said, once in a lifetime. Unfortunately, in 2020, it was burned to the ground in the glass incident fire, one of the Napa fires. That's so sad. It was so beautiful that they are going to rebuild. So if you want to put this on your bucket list some year and save for, it was just exquisite. So first of all, I thought, it was more my ex-husband's. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. I love food. But it was more his thing to really want to go to a 3 Michelin star restaurant. So I kind of was like, okay, I like food, I like fine dining, but when I was looking through it on the website, I'm like, this kind of seems like a really hoity-toity food. And yes, it's a 20-course meal, but am I gonna like half of this stuff? And because I don't really like vegetables all that much. And are we gonna be full? Are we gonna have to go through the drive-through of McDonald's after this dinner? That's what I was thinking. Okay, what do you wear to something like this? I decided to wear a black dress. I put a jean jacket over it and with some pearl necklaces. And then I thought, this is a perfect opportunity to wear my Christian Louboutin shoes. Where if you want to hear about that story, I'll leave that video linked up above and down in the cards. You can watch that next. So perfect opportunity, right? I thought, well, drive up, we'll get up, I'll walk into the restaurant, valet will park the car, and we'll sit down. So I will because by the way, spoiler alert, those shoes are not comfortable. So I thought, okay, not much walking, it'll be good. So that's what I did. I don't really talk about food on this channel, so I know that this is kind of like out of my niche, whatever you want to say, but I just wanted to share with you guys because this was in 2014, before I even knew YouTube existed, didn't have Instagram or anything, so I didn't really know about taking good food photos, but if I do say so myself, I think I took some pretty good food photos. So I wanted to share with you. I sat down and this was on the table, on the plate, the restaurant in Meadowood. My ex-husband and I, and then another couple. It had his name on it, and then one with my name on it. So this gave all the courses, the chef, the information about the restaurant, the plates. What I thought was really cool is as I'll flip through the photos, the plates all were so different and corresponded with things. So it was so cool. I will say, you know, at first, I mean, I was excited about it, but he was definitely more excited. But afterwards, I was like, okay, this was a cool experience. Once in a lifetime, very cool. And look at the detail of this, how fancy these things are. Gwen avocado oysters, which I had never had oysters before, and I did like them. As being a person who doesn't really like vegetables all that much, you know, some of these, when they sat down, I was like, well, guess what? I ate everything. And not just because I was like, okay, this is $500 per person. I'm eating every single night, even if I don't like it. No, I actually liked everything. And it did fill me up. And look at these cute little buns. Even they had a cute plate. Every course was a little work of art with food. A burnt marshmallow, kind of like their take on a campfire. It was so good though. Ooh, it was so good. We get done eating, and mind you that throughout the dinner, my feet are hurting. Oh, and every time they bring a course, they would explain, of course, what was in the course, but they would explain what you were eating. And then at the end of the dinner, I was not aware that they came up to the table and said, oh, I think it was at the end of the dinner and not throughout it. Anyway, at some point they were like, oh, do you want to take a tour of the kitchen? Which of course I wanted to have the full experience and get everything that I could, but my feet were hurting so bad, but I did it. As we were walking around, I was just thinking, oh, my feet are killing me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to walk out of this restaurant. They explained, got to meet all the different chefs. It was a really cool experience. I don't know if you want to hear about experiences like this. I mean, this was like ultra extreme, again, once in a lifetime, but there are some other fancy things that I think are fancy. I've gone to Paris, which, how can you not think of Paris as fancy? Which I love it. But if you want to hear more about kind of luxury fancy experiences, let me know. Just in the comments, say yes to more experiences, and that will let me know that you like these type of videos. Also, if you give me a thumbs up, it will let me know. I don't know, would you ever do this? I will say that if it wasn't for my ex-husband, I would have not done this. I would have thought it is insane, but I would have thought there's no way. But I'm glad that we did it. I'm glad I have that experience, and that now I know that if I'm ever in a situation where there is some ultra fancy bougie food, that I can eat it. Because when I used to be involved in fashion group events, when I was in college, I was a very picky eater. Years ago, I really just liked iceberg lettuce, hardly any vegetables, but I have evolved. My palate has evolved because I would go to these fashion events volunteering, and of course they'd have mixed greens and, kind of fancy things. So my palate did evolve over the years. I hope that this was entertaining. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great weekend, and I hope to see you back here. Thanks, bye.